Good afternoon. You're watching the news update on Good Afternoon Ghana. My name is Natasha Jamra. Coming up in this bulletin, unpaid teachers begin indefinite protest at Ministry of Finance to demand payment of their salary arrears. President Mahama launches free primary health care program to expand access to primary health care across the country. Over $500,000 worth of family planning commodities procured by the United Nations Population Fund for the Health Ministry remain uncleared at the ports for nearly 2 years. We have a conversation with civil society groups on this issue later on Good Afternoon Ghana. Now let's move on to a first story. The New Patriotic Party has condemned what it described as the unlawful arrest and detention of opposition members who are critical of the government. At a press conference, General Secretary of the party, Justin Frimpong-Kodia, maintained that the NDC government has shifted its focus from tackling pressing national issues to witch-hunting its critics. Let's take a listen.
And it's your that our constitution is protected.
Law sound. She cannot
and decide to adopt that attitude of see no evil, speak no evil, and hear no evil. When the tables turn, don't come and pretend. At the end of the day, we are all one people. We have all agreed that as a country, we don't want to live under the dictatorial rule, but under the constitutional rule and rule of law. And the NDC must respect our constitution. It is sad that the IGP Yowonu has created an office whose duty is just to be combing around social media to identify people who criticize the government. And in midnight, early hours, will go and arrest these people to such an extent that even where the Constitution says that when a person is arrested, detained, or restricted, it must be communicated immediately to the person his crime. But in most cases, they don't. Meanwhile, we have people in NDC who on every day attack personalities in MPP, previous ministers in MPP, but IGP Onu don't see those people. The only people that he sees are those who criticize the government. It's a shame for us as a country, and it's a shame to his office as IGP of this republic. Yes, he might have been appointed by the NDC, but at least he must also have conscience and conviction and exhibit high level of professionalism in your daily activities as a man in uniform. And some judges have turned themselves into remand judges. The only thing that they do is to remind people of opponents who criticize this government. And it is a shame to the bench also that judges who are supposed to be custodians and conscience of our rule of law to protect the vulnerable have now become NDC even more than the NDC people. And it's a shame. We don't need remand judges in Ghana. We don't need judges who think that their duty is only to be remanding opponents of the government. At least they must protect that institution called justice, called the judiciary, the protector of the vulnerable in the society. And ladies and gentlemen, as I indicated to you, we have come to you this morning to let the good people of Ghana know what the NDC is doing. and let them understand that if they know the reality on the ground, they will start behaving. If they know how angry Ghanaians are with the disappointment that they have about this government, the promises that they made to Ghanaians when they were in opposition, the promises to create jobs for good people of Ghana, the promises to pass the LGBTQ bill within 3 months, the promises to increase the price of cocoa, the promises to improve the living conditions of Ghanaians, and they disappointing Ghanaians and pretending that all is well. 2029 will come, and the day of reckoning will also come.
And the High Court in Accra has ruled that the Office of the Special Prosecutor does not have the authority to independently prosecute criminal cases without the involvement of the Office of the Attorney General. The decision effectively transfers all ongoing prosecutions handled by the Special Prosecutor to the Attorney General's office. Presiding Judge Justin John Eugene Nyadunyante held that while the OSP has the mandate to investigate corruption-related offences, it must obtain authorization from the Attorney General before initiating prosecutions, in line with Article 88, Clause 4 of the 1992 Constitution. The court further declared previous prosecutions undertaken by the OSP without such approval as invalid and awarded costs of 15,000 Ghana cedis against the office. The ruling means that the special prosecutor cannot proceed with any prosecutions unless it secures the necessary legal backing from the Attorney General. Now we have on the phone lines, we're speaking to Emmanuel Wilson Jr. He's the chief crusader of the Crusaders Against Corruption movement. Hello, Emmanuel. Are you on the line?
Can you hear me?
Yes, please. Thank you so much for joining me today.
It's a pleasure. I hope all is well.
Yes. Anyway, what's your first impression of the ruling?
Well, it is just a confirmation of what I have consistently been saying. And so there's nothing really new, and I'm not surprised at all. It's just the application of the law. Indeed, I have said consistently that the parliament that talks about the act that established the Office of the Special Prosecutor, in that they decided to give a power or certain powers, that's the prosecutorial powers, to the Office of the Special Prosecutor, without necessarily appreciating the Constitution, per the article that you have, rightly indicated in your preamble.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is that it is only the Constitution that is supreme, and any other act that contradicts any provisions of the Constitution, that act is mute and void. And so for the Special Prosecutor to have that prosecutorial powers without submitting itself to the Attorney General's power, which is rather enshrined in the Constitution, Parliament and the Act of the Special Prosecutor, And so when when we got wind of the fact that this has been taken to court, my initial comment was that the court will rectify this error. And per the ruling that has come, it is a clear indication that that error has been rectified. So I'm not surprised at all. It is rather a pursuance of what is expected by law.
Now, the OSP's office was supposed to be independent, was supposed to be independent of all politics and to be able to prosecute, especially people in high offices. Do you think that giving the power back to the AG will bring about political influence?
Well, the truth of the matter is that with or without these powers being taken from the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Some of us were not even seeing the benefits of the Office of the Special Prosecutor as far as he having the prosecutorial powers were concerned. Indeed, at a point, the impression that was being created was that he was using that prosecutorial powers to rather intimidate others or abusing his office by using that powers. And so, if indeed, as a country, we want to have a true independent prosecutor, then it is rather important for us to relook at the Constitution. It is rather important for us to come up with an act that will not go contrary to the Constitution.
Okay.
Fortunately, we are having a Constitutional Review Commission's process or work in progress. If we still want a true independent prosecutor, being the Office of the Special Prosecutor, then this is the right time for us to look at how we can have the Constitution or introduce that in the Constitution. So we are able to do that. There's really nothing much we can do as far as legality is concerned. Yes, talking about whether or not there's going to be political influence, there will surely be political influence, knowing very well the Attorney General is a political appointee, someone appointed by a politician, in this case, the president of any given day. Okay. So, yes, that we will surely have. If indeed we want to rectify that, we should rather look at it from the core, holistically. That has to do with we're looking at the Constitution, we're looking at bringing out provision that will give birth to a truly independent prosecutor. It doesn't need an act from Parliament. It rather needs the Constitution to be raised.
Okay, so you think the Parliament should amend the law and give OSP the full prosecutorial powers?
Can you be kind to you said?
Do you think Parliament should amend the law and give the OSP powers to be able to prosecute independently of the AG?
The line is back. Right.
Hello, Mr. Wilson, can you hear me?
Parliament needs to... Hello?
Yes, I'm asking if Parliament should amend the law and then give the OSP the full independent powers to prosecute without the AG.
Parliament cannot do that. It is the people that must do that, because remember that is enshrined in the Constitution. And so Parliament by itself cannot amend that. It needs, a holistic review. It needs a referendum. That is what is needed. I don't think Parliament has the powers to do that. What Parliament has the powers to do is what it did earlier by giving birth to an act, which has come out to show that it is inconsistent with the Constitution. So if we are looking at the Constitution, we should rather find out from the Constitutional Review Commission whether or not in their proposals, they made mention of the Constitution giving birth to an independent prosecutor. It is only the Constitution that can do that, and not through necessarily Parliament.
Okay. Do you think there should be an independent body to be able to prosecute without the AG?
I agree 100%. I have consistently said that we need an independent body devoid of partisan influence, someone that is outside the AG's office, because the AG is an independent person or office to do that. And that independent office power is coming from the Constitution. Indeed, if it is not coming from the Constitution, we will end up having the troubles that we are having now. So yes, personally, and as an organization created against corruption Ghana, we are consistent on the fact that we need an independent prosecutor, but that independent prosecutor must take its powers from the Constitution and not from an act.
Okay. Thank you so much for speaking to us. We've been speaking to Emmanuel Wilson Jr. He's the Chief Crusader of the Crusaders Against Corruption movement. Now let's move on. Ghana is set to take center stage in Africa's digital education conversation as it prepares to host the 19th edition of eLearning Africa, a major international conference focused on advanced digital learning, training, and skills development.
Will bring together global stakeholders, policymakers, and innovators to explore the future of education in a rapidly evolving digital world. Launching the conference in Accra, The Minister for Education, Haruna Idrisu, emphasized the urgency for Ghana to embrace digital transformation in education, noting that e-learning is increasingly critical for improving access and inclusivity across all levels of the system.
Africa cannot be left behind in the digital technology revolution. That would be a fourth trauma if we add it to slavery and colonialism. And we need to take full advantage of e-learning and to deploy technology. And therefore, it is within this context that the e-Learning Africa Conference has over the years grown into the continent's leading platform for dialogue, innovation, and collaboration in digital education and skills development.
He added that government remains committed to assessing and addressing the digital needs of students, while also extending an open invitation to the international community to participate in the upcoming conference.
Also working as a government to have a digital education policy for Ghana. A review team is currently working at it. So my invitation is to the rest of Africa and to the rest of the world to join e-Learning Africa from the 3rd to the 5th of June at the Labadi Beach Hotel in Accra. Would extend the usual Ghanaian courtesies and hospitality to delegates that will be attending the conference. It is now my honor and pleasure to declare the preparatory stage and work for Ghana hosting the Digital e-Learning Conference launch.
The conference is expected to position Ghana as a key player in digital education on the continent, while fostering partnerships and solutions aimed at strengthening access to quality learning through technology. For Metro News, Vanessa Edutumbuating, Accra.
Now, the Deputy Minister for Education, Dr. Clement Park, has issued a strong call to parents across the country to encourage their children to pursue technical and vocational education and training, stressing that it is no longer a fallback option. He noted that government continues to invest heavily in modernizing TVET institutions to meet global standards and industry needs.
Speaking at the prestigious Ghana TVET Excellence Awards held in Accra, the Deputy Education Minister highlighted the growing importance of skills-based education in driving national development and reducing unemployment. According to him, the evolving job market now demands practical competences and innovation areas where TVET graduates excel. He therefore urged parents to change long-held perceptions and support the awards in exploring technical and vocational career paths, assuring that TVET offers viable, rewarding and sustainable opportunities.
Let me make this clarion call to parents to consider sending the awards to TVET institutions. You saw the skit that was performed by the students. This is a wake-up call that TVET is no longer a secondary option. It is not an option for the less academically inclined. We must disabuse our minds of that. TVET is a first option for those with the skills, the talent, the interest to be creative and to use their hands. And that is what we are trying to promote.
On his part, the Director General of the Commission for Technical and Vocational Education and Training, Zakaria Suleimana, reaffirmed the government's commitment to advancing TVET reforms that are responsive to labor market needs.
We sensitize communities, and here I'm talking about students, learners, and their parents. We conduct research to understand the underpinning norms that is making people see TVET as a second choice. We showcase the successes of people who are making it in the TVET ecosystem. And above all, we are working with government, and government is indeed committed to investing in TVET.
The event brought together stakeholders in education, industry players and students, with over 10 individuals and institutions within Ghana's TVET sector being awarded.
Moving on, the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, DVLA, has commissioned new service centers at Inya, Budumbram and Kasawa. Chief Executive Officer of the authority, Julius Nikoi-Korti, says the move is expected to significantly ease congestion and deliver more efficient service to the public.
The centers are equipped to offer a wide range of DVLA services, including vehicle registration, licensing, renewals, and verification processes, helping to reduce long-distance travel and waiting times. The new centers include Anya Ultra Center, Budumburam Private Vehicle Testing Station, and Kaswa Ultra Center.
People don't really know the difference between an Ultra Center and a PVTS. So after our commissioning of the office in Bantama, someone said that the office is already there and we just came to commission. That's not the point. A PVTS is a private vehicle testing station. They have only one mandate to satisfy cars and then issue them with road ready. That is their only mandate. But whenever we make it ultra, it means that that center now can do any activity done by DVLA. So in Bantaman then, they were doing only certification of cars. But we are going to add all other services that DVLA does to that office. So we sent DVLA office to Bantama. That is exactly what we've done here. It was a PVTS and we've transformed it into an ultra center. Now every activity of DVLA can be done here.
Chief Executive of the DVLA says the ultra model is being rolled out through public-private partnerships to meet the growing demand for vehicle and driver licensing services.
The purpose or the brain behind this extraordinary project is to provide or bring to the doorstep of the ordinary Ghanaian or the driver the service, the vehicle testing diagnosis. The facility is established to strengthen vehicle inspection process by ensuring that vehicles on our roads meet the required standards.
The decision to commit resources to this project requires confidence. Confidence that the partnership will be guided by transparency, structure, and accountability. In our engagements with the leadership of DVLA, we encountered a team that demonstrated seriousness of purpose and a firm commitment, responsible governance. That professionalism gave us the assurance needed to move forward with this investment.
Those who know Kaswa know this town is alive. It pulses with trade, movement, and ambition. Every day, thousands of residents and motorists navigate this corridor. Commuters, traders, entrepreneurs, students, all contributing to the energy that makes Kaswa one of Ghana's most dynamic communities.
He also noted that the expansion is meant to curb the influence of third-party middlemen, popularly known as Guru Boys, who often exploit applicants.
The way we can do away with Guru Boys is when we use our intellect. You can imagine when you stay in Jomoro, and the closeness you can get is Axim or Tatakade. For you to go and carry on with a service that maybe is around maybe 100 cities renewal, and you take about 200 cities car to go there, will you go and do it? So we want to ensure that at least our Minister, Honorable Bukari Joseph, has charged us.
And President John Dramani Mahama has launched the flagship free primary health care program designed to expand access to primary health care across the country. The program seeks to remove financial barriers at the entry level of healthcare, ensuring that citizens, particularly those in underserved communities, can access essential medical services without cost restraints. Now, the rollout is anticipated to improve early diagnosis, preventive care, and community-level health interventions, thereby reducing pressure on secondary and tertiary health facilities.
Select committees, political party executives, the country director of the World Health Organization, Dr. Fiona Braka, the chief executive of the National Health Insurance Scheme, revered clergy and imams, members of the diplomatic corps, board members and management of health agencies and staff of the Ministry of Health, key stakeholders, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, friends of the media, and everybody present here. The minister has spoken at length, and I think that his is the keynote address because he's really explained what the free primary health care is about. So I'm not going to read a speech. I was giving a prepared speech, but I'll just emphasize a few aspects of what he said. In the first place, I'm happy that we're launching it here at the Shaiwo Sudoku District Hospital. For those of you who don't remember, 10 years ago, on 4th April, in my former incarnation as president, I commissioned this hospital. And I'm happy to note that the hospital is still doing very well. It is one of the best kept hospitals. The CEO is here. Aiko. It's one of the best kept hospitals, and it has gained global fame beyond the borders of Ghana. It won consecutively Safe Motherhood, Zero Maternal Mortality and Infant Mortality for several years. And so, because of their reputation, they are victims of their own success. People come from outside their catchment area, from as far as Eastern region, to come and either deliver here or seek medical assistance here. So to all the staff, I say, Aiko, for the great work you're doing, medical director and all your staff, Aiko, well done. We hope you continue to maintain the standard that you have, and we hope that all health facilities in Ghana will come and emulate the example that you have set. Now, I just want to emphasize the importance of the free primary health care. We've been talking about universal health coverage. Every country is working to achieve universal health coverage. And universal health coverage is the situation where every citizen has access to quality, affordable care. In Ghana, we introduced the National Health Insurance Scheme, and it expanded coverage and affordability in a major way. But since we introduced the National Health Insurance Scheme, we still have a lot of pockets of underserved areas, especially in the rural areas. And so, for countries that want to extend the reach so that they can achieve universal health coverage, they include in it the primary health care aspect of it. With the health scheme, normally for most of the health facilities under the health scheme, you see the patients only when they are sick. And so it's mostly curative. One key aspect of the free primary health care is preventive, to identify the illness and get early treatment before it develops into something else. And so a major part of the free primary health care is the health screening aspect. And we are encouraging that when we roll out the free primary health care, our traditional leaders and our religious leaders will help us to mobilize their communities. At least every Ghanaian must be screened once a year. Every Ghanaian must be screened once a year. And you get the basic screening, and that includes hypertension. So the free primary health care post would have the sphygmanometers so that they can check your blood pressure to see if you are developing blood pressure. Sometimes if you are developing blood pressure, just a change of your diet can take it away. A change of lifestyle can take it away. But if your blood pressure is high and you require treatment, then you will be referred up to the district hospital level. So the free primary health care complements the national health insurance. And so at that level, it's free of charge. You go, the screening, everything is free of charge. If it's a basic illness like malaria, your CHIPS compound will have the medication for malaria. If it's a basic illness like cholera, your health compound, CHIPS compound, or your health kiosk will have the basic drugs for you. If it is a respiratory illness that requires cough mixture or something, you get it at your CHIPS compound. But if they take your blood sugar and your blood sugar is high, you can change it with diet, but if it persists, then they'll have to refer you to the district level. And at the district level, you use your national health insurance card to get the treatment and the drugs that you require. So the free primary health care is complementary to the national health insurance. It's not coming to replace it. It is coming to complement the national health insurance. So it doesn't mean that because the free primary health care has come, you shouldn't get a national health insurance card. You should still have a national health insurance card. But at the point of examination and treatment at the polyclinic level, at the health center level, at the CHIPS compound level, at the health kiosk level, you don't need your NHIS card at that point. You just need your Ghana card or any form of identification to show that you are a Ghanaian and you are resident in that community to be able to access health care. So that's how it's going to operate. Now there's another layer that we have introduced above the national health insurance. Let's assume that we discover that you are you have high blood pressure or diabetes, and you get the early stages of kidney failure, renal failure. They notice it at the free healthcare center. They'll refer you to the district hospital. You go to the district hospital. You use your NHIS card. Now, if your illness is advanced and you need dialysis, there might not be dialysis machines in your district hospital. So that's where you'll be referred to the third aspect of it, which is the Ghana Medical Trust Fund. That's the Mahama Cares. And so you will apply to Mahama Cares. You'll be referred to a kidney dialysis center, and you can go and do your kidney dialysis free of charge. And so what are we doing? We are trying to prevent especially non-communicable diseases before they become complicated. Non-communicable diseases have become the heaviest disease burden in Ghana. Breast cancers, cervical cancers, hypertension, strokes, cardiovascular accidents, and renal failure, kidney failure, they become the highest disease burden in Ghana because of the change in our lifestyle. And so one of the aspects of the free primary health care too will be to educate people on what makes you susceptible to non-communicable diseases, how to change your lifestyle. I mean, if you are the kind of person who likes eating heavy foods, you are not physically active, you are sitting in one place, and yet when they give you your fufu or banku, you say it's too small. You want a big bowl of fufu, and you want to eat it every day. Sometimes you eat it at night before you go and sleep. All those dietary changes you'll be educated on. Please, by 7 o'clock, eat your dinner and don't eat again. If you are hungry, just take some cup of tea or something. Don't eat any heavy food. Banku in the evening, you come from work in the evening, and then your poor wife is tired. Come and do banku, come and stir banku for me at 10 o'clock in the night. Why? So, an aspect of the free primary health care will be education on how to maintain a decent lifestyle. Our fathers and co used to eat banku and fufu late in the night, but they were physically active. They used to go to the farm, and they expended energy. Now we don't do any physical activity. You wake up in the morning, no exercise, you eat breakfast. They used to walk to the farm. You go and take your car, drive to work. When you go to work, you go and sit behind the desk from 8 to 5. You close, you take your car again, you come home. And when you come home, you say, where is my banku? What physical activity did you do to deserve banku? You know, so change of lifestyle will be part of the educational activity of the free primary health care. And then we're going to have a category of them. The health professionals in our CHIPS compounds and other places would be the ones who would be the primary administrators of the free primary health care. But we're going to have a category that we call health volunteers. This will include national service people. It will include nurses and other paramedics who have finished school and are waiting for posting. We'll deploy them in the free primary health care service until when it's time for posting. For those who volunteer and take part in the free primary health care, when it's time for posting, we'll give them the priority in terms of posting. And so there will be the health volunteers they will go from place to place. Some of them will work in the what we call the health kiosk. Others will come to the community with all the equipment, and then they can sit under a tree, and then you just come and take your test quickly. You will be checked for breast cancer. They will be trained how to check for breast cancer. They will be trained how to take your blood pressure, measure your sugar, and all that. They have a scale. They will measure to see if you are too heavy. That is, they call it the body mass index. Your height and your weight must correspond. If you are not too tall and you are too fat, it means, no, sorry, I'm not trying to shame short people, but I'm just saying the truth. There's something called body mass index. They take your weight as a proportion of your height. So if you are shorter, you must be leaner. If you are taller, you can be heavier, but you must also be within a certain body mass index, so that you avoid any of these non-communicable diseases. And so they'll have those weighing scales. You sit on it, you are overweight by this amount. So cut down your banku a bit so that your weight can come down. Okay, the minister has brought a sample of the bag. It has everything in it. It's got the scale for measuring if you are overweight. It's got the thermometer to take your temperature. It's got the blood glucose monitor. It's got the stethoscope to listen if you have any respiratory illness. It's got the sphygmanometer. They call it sphig for measuring blood pressure. And then there's a torchlight in the night if they have to work. Then they have a raincoat in case it's raining. And then the blood glucose strips, or whatever they call them. Okay, so they'll be equipped with this, and they'll come to your community. And so we also have the health kiosks. So in areas where we don't have CHIPS compounds, we'll come and put the health kiosk. The health kiosk is like a CHIPS compound. It's a containerized CHIPS compound. And so we'll put them in areas that are underserved. Now, as the minister said, we're starting with 150 districts. And we'll be very careful in selecting the 150 districts. These are districts that are underserved when it comes to healthcare. So we are prioritizing them in the beginning of implementation. So those districts have been selected in all the regions. Greater Accra has some districts in there. Savannah, I think Savannah has all the districts, except Damango. Yeah, the capital has a very good hospital there. But all the other districts have been selected. So depending on the underserved areas, we've selected them to start. But the rest of the districts will join next year. And so we'll finish the complete rollout in all the districts by 2028. But this year we're starting with 150, and we'll continue with the rest after that. They'll have motorcycles, and so they can ride and go into the communities. And then we're going to complement this with mobile health clinics. In my first incarnation as president, we had them, we called them Onuado, and unfortunately they were abandoned after we left office. So we're going to restart the Onuado program, and we will deploy the mobile clinics to the districts. And so they will complement the work of the free primary health care. They would go into the districts, they would have outpatients department, everything, and they'll provide treatments at that level. So these are this is what it has to do with the free primary health care. I hope I've complimented the minister by trying to explain it as well as I understand it. If I made any mistake, it's my fault. But I thank you all very much, and God richly bless us. And so, policeman, get ready. It is my honor and privilege, with the powers vested in me as President of the Republic of Ghana, to officially declare the free primary health care policy duly launched. Thank you. God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. I thank you.
Well, that's all we have for the news updates. Good afternoon, Ghana continues. My name is Natasha Jamra. We'll go for a quick break and we'll be right back.
Hey buddy, it's me Azar.
Yeah, me now they see. Hey, you don't look fresh. Oh.
Hey.
With your label today, me.
Wait till you see what's inside me.
Azar, freshly made inside and out for greater coverage and colors that last longer and beautify your walls, spaces and places. Azar, no size. Go ahead. Buy now. Azar, #1 from Azar Group since 1921.
Grab your bottle and unleash the taste of Storm Energy Drink. A bold flavor, a big attitude, feel the vibe, own the moment. It's your time to be different. Storm Energy Drink, make your mark.
Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health, not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advert is FDA approved.
Looking for comfort, convenience, and class all in one place? Welcome to Stay Easy Apartments on Conference Center, where modern living meets exceptional service. Whether you're staying for business or leisure, Stay Easy offers you a home away from home. Spacious and well-furnished apartments, pool, gym, and everything you need to relax and feel at ease. Planning a meeting, workshop, or special event? Our event grounds and state-of-the-art conference center is designed to host your events and bring your vision to life. From corporate gatherings to private functions, we provide the perfect space, supported by modern equipment and a professional team ready to assist you. At Stay Easy, your comfort and success are our priority. Book your stay or reserve your space today. Call us at 020-739-1473 or 0244-226367. Stay Easy Apartments and Conference Center. Stay easy with us.
Hey, Banty, why you there? Wallahi, today you will give me my money.
Oh, my guy, what's up? Oba unze me din na dede baby. Scan on ASA 500 cedis per. Ah.
I see. Level don't change. Have to show me the way.
But there's some sorry Amanua. Talk to babe.
¿Quieres ganar dinero?
Huh?
Cash.
Yes, cash.
Let me show you the easy way to make money with One Shot. Visit the Wanna Own website at wannaown.us. Sign up with your phone number and get ready to play. Select games on the homepage and then select One Shot Game. Deposit to make an entry, then pick a number from 0 to 99. If your number comes up, you win a cool 500 cedis.
Hey, so it'll be easy like that.
Just like that.
So I'll go buy my dream car.
Por supuesto. Just visit wannaown.us and win some cool cash prizes.
It's Bemi.
Boom! Wanna own,
you be too much.
Play responsibly. Gaming can be addictive. Accredited and endorsed by the Gaming Commission of Ghana.
Right, so welcome back from the break. This is Good Afternoon Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Desmond Okreko-Danzo. Welcome to live from our studios here at Northridge here in Accra. And many thanks for joining us as always. We're live across our social media platforms, Metro TV Ghana, and also on DSTV channel 277. You can watch us live on there. Also on Multi-TV, Digibox, we are on there. And also on Radio 94.1 FM, you can listen to us live on there. We have a number of conversations coming up on the show today. We'll be speaking to our guest in studio about a tech fair that is about to happen. But we'll get into that conversation in a bit. For now, you know that various stakeholders at the port have announced a strike action. They are protesting the use of the Publican AI system at the ports. We have Clement Boateng on Zoom. He joins us now, and he is with GUTA. He is the president of GUTA. We'll be asking him some questions because the Commissioner General of the GRA has been speaking, saying that there's some leakages at the ports, and that's what the AI system is supposed to rectify. Are they not satisfied with that? In fact, and since they announced the strike, has there been any conversation as to the way forward on the use of the Publican AI system at the port? So Clement joins us on Zoom now. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much for joining us. Hello, Clement Boateng. Right, I can see you, but I cannot hear you.
Hello.
Right, I can hear you now. Many thanks for joining us here. So you've announced the 4-day strike. How is that going?
Good afternoon, and thank you for. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon to your cherished viewers, and thank you for having me. Yeah, you were asking about how far the 4-day strike that has been declared by some members of the the union that we have formed is going. That is the Joint Business Forum,
right?
That is fighting the cause of this AI. Yes, as far as I'm concerned, it is going on effectively. You can send your reporters to check at the various entry points, not even the major ones like the Accra International Airport, the Takoradi port, and then the Tema port, but like also even the land borders. Everything is happening there live, and there is no any better or positive activities going on there as far as I'm concerned.
Since you announced the strike, has there been any approach by the Ministry of Finance, by the GRA, to sit down and talk about the situation?
Well, we had some conversation with the Chief Executive of the Ghana Shippers Council, I think 3 days ago, as a result of some interventions that the Minister of Transport, want to make. But because he was traveling, he delegated Professor Jampo as the Chief Executive of Shippers Authority, because we have some, relationship with him, to convene a meeting and try as much as possible, to impress upon us to stop the strike, for him, the minister himself, to come today and then engage us tomorrow. And after engaging us, then he himself will be taking us directly to the Minister of Finance to also have an engagement with him. So that is what we were waiting for. But come today, we have received a letter also from the Ministry of Finance.
Okay.
For a meeting to schedule tomorrow. So tomorrow, we will be attending that meeting, and then look out for what really will come out from that meeting. So we are waiting till tomorrow, pending the other meeting also with the Transport Minister.
Right. On that note, the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority has been speaking. In fact, he was on Metro TV's Good Morning Ghana, where he explained some of the things. And he says that the publican AI system is supposed to help solve the financial leakages or revenue leakages at all the entry points. And he mentioned something around $3 million being lost at the port. And this is why it has brought the publican AI system. From the things that he's been saying, don't you quite agree with him that there seems to be those leakages, and so the AI system is supposed to help solve that? Clement Boateng, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I didn't hear you very well, so if you can. No,
I am saying that the boss at the GRA has been explaining why.
Because there are some, network challenges. So I didn't hear.
Right, I'm saying that the boss at the GRA has been explaining why they brought the publican AI system at the port. Have you not been impressed about the way he's been answering the questions and giving explanation as to why they brought that system at the ports?
What impression can I be proud of? By illegally taking monies from the business community? Is that the right thing to do?
He says there are leakages at the ports.
See, before this AI, GRA, and for that matter, customs, department making and even exceeding their revenue. Weren't they exceeding their revenue every year?
No, but
so
if you're exceeding revenue and you're still losing so much, do you not find a way to solve that issue?
So what are they losing? What are they losing? If they were really losing something, huge, they wouldn't be exceeding even the target that they themselves set. The target that they themselves set. If they were really losing huge sums of money, they wouldn't even exceed the target that they themselves set. But fine, if you want to still make up, some more money, that is not the way. That is not the way to go. My brother, okay. I hope you get me clearly.
Right.
It's fine. What you are getting, you still think that there is room, for improvement. We will understand you. At least calibrate your system so that you make maybe 5-10% more. But you cannot, put in a system that will be making outrageous, duties to the extent of even 1,000%, 500%, 600%. Is it legal to make that money at the expense of the business community and, for that matter, the consuming public? You want to collapse people's business?
Okay.
You don't look at the monies that you are getting. You don't look at that alone, at the expense of businesses, of people, and then the consuming public. You must also take the people's interest into consideration. We know that, fine, you need money to carry on your developmental agenda, but that is not the way to go.
Right. So are you going for the meeting tomorrow?
Too much money from the people to the extent that you want to collapse this. We don't do that. We don't do that. I'm sure you have seen the press that the manufacturers. Have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen that.
Have you seen the release? So if tomorrow somebody goes to the market to buy cement and then the price has tripled or quadrupled, will you complain? Will you say it is coming from the cement manufacturers or it is coming from the traders? That is not the way to go. So we are hoping that tomorrow, when we go to that meeting, there will be understanding. But what we are calling for is a suspension of the program, and let us all work out the modalities, that will bring uniformity and parity into the system for the benefit of government and also for the benefit of the business community.
Right, to wrap this up, if there is any other resolution apart from
so what I'm
the
saying
outright suspension of the publican AI system, you would go on with a strike?
That is only our demand.
Okay.
Because goods cannot be locked up at the ports as a result of this outrageous, duties, and the people will be incurring demurrages and rent. And if you don't take care, some of the goods are even perishable, and they can go bad as long as they are being kept at the port, because people cannot pay, to clear their goods. So suspend it. Let us go back to the status quo and let people clear their goods before, we come out with modalities to recalibrate the system, to redefine the system, and so that we all come to a fair ground for the benefit of government and also for the benefit of the traders and the importing public. This is simply what we are saying.
Thank you very much, Clement Boateng, for speaking to us. He's the president of GUTA. And just a bit of the background on this particular story, that the Commissioner General has been saying that the DRA has been raking in, or the country has actually been raking in an average of more than $3 million in additional daily revenue following the introduction of the publican AI system at the ports and various points of entry in the country. So it started being used at the ports on the 12th of March. And so this is what the Commissioner General, Anthony Kwesi Sapong, is saying. But for the bodies, the unions who operate at the ports, including the Coalition of Freight Forwarders and Traders, GUTA, TTAG, they are all asking for a suspension of that particular system being used at the ports. And remember that Honorable Michael Chibefi has also put in an RTI request asking for the company details of this company that is actually the owner of the AI system being used at the ports. He's asking who are the directors for the company, when did they sign that contract, how long is that contract for. All of those details we do not know for now. Hopefully with that RTI request, we will get to find out. He said 2 weeks. I think we're in the second. We will definitely get back to him and ask more of him that what's been the update on that. You're still watching Good Afternoon Ghana here on Metro Television. In fact, talking about the ports, other conversation coming up today will be about contraceptives that are locked up at the ports and what the effect will be for us as a country. For now, we'll talk about tech. Yes, so we'll talk about tech now, and that's our next conversation. My guests are already seated, and we'll have that conversation. So we're talking about innovation for impact and something great that GIMPA is having with a tech fair and industry showcase to find some solutions to technological issues that we have here. And joining me in studio is the Dean for the School of Technology and Social Sciences at GIMPA, Professor Emmanuel Adabo, and Nana Asani, Senior Lecturer also at GIMPA. Thank you very much for joining us on the program. You're welcome. So let's talk about tech. Prof, you are the head there. We do talk about Ghanaians and largely Africans when it comes to the technological space, that other, like Europe, other Asia, they've gone far ahead of us. That's true. How do we catch up? And please, you put the knob on. Right, so now you have the platform.
All right, thank you very much, and thanks for having us. Good afternoon to your viewers. What I will say is that Ghana is making strides. In particular, when it comes to the academia is not that behind, except the implementation aspect, because there are a lot of works that are going on in academia that we are finding difficult to come out for people to probably invest in, because one of the things that is making rounds, right, talking about AI and other texts that are around.
Right.
We can have Ghanaians who have novel ideas. You can have Ghanaians whose AI models could be more transparent, which if given the right support, they could actually be implemented across the country. But then you kind of tend to see that because the industry are not exposed to what is happening in academia, you don't actually see what is the progress that Ghanaian universities and Ghanaian tech students are actually doing.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, right. And Nana Sene, there's a talk about the gap from academia to industry, and the question comes up that what are they teaching? Those in the industry who say, oh, we have them coming to the offices, and the things that they tell us, we wonder what they're being taught in school. How do we solve that?
Well, we solve it, and that's why JIMPA is coming out with a platform that is going to bring both the academia, those in the industry, and the policy makers. Because to be honest, maybe let me ask you, where is the thesis of the thesis you did? Where is it? The question is that we all did projects. We spent 61 years to do it.
Right.
But where is it is an issue now. Either they are locked up somewhere that we haven't used them, but I can tell you that most of those projects are the ones that can solve the problem, the gap that we are having. So JIMPA is coming out with a platform that all these projects can be exhibited. Then, what do we call it, industry partners and other things can be there. They will see, hey, this is the problem we are trying to solve at our workplace.
Right.
Somebody has a solution, either a framework, a model, or a theory, and we can pick it and go and use it. And that is why JIMPA is coming out with this tech fair for all those things. There is a gap. People have solved it, but we don't see it.
Right. For that one, we'll ask Prof. where the thesis, because when we are done with it, we leave it with the school, right?
Yes.
So
they are in the libraries. That's
they are in the
what
libraries.
Yes, they are in the libraries.
Right. In this era of Gen Z and young minds, how do you, as a prof, of course, you've been around for a very long time, with the knowledge that you have, and that of the very young people now that you teach in school, how is that experience like, putting those two different knowledge bases together in technology?
Yes, you are right. So, for example, right now, if you are asking somebody a straightforward question that explains this, the person can easily refer to GPT or any other generative AI model to get the answers. And so you don't want to look at it in the sense that giving simple answers. You want to interact with students in a way that they actually think through before providing answers. Something that can cause them to actually reason, organize their ideas, organize their thoughts, so that it wouldn't be as if in the past where people would do memorize, give you answers and forget. This time we are moving away. For example, in JIMPA, we are moving to the use of case studies where we look at issues that have happened, look at how they have been resolved, the steps that have gone into it. Okay. And then in that way, you are rather letting people think about getting solutions, building problem-solving skills, rather than trying to let them show that they are able to recall. Those times are past. I think the times where we have to let people recall is really past, because the information is just at your fingertips. So why would you want to recall? But rather, we have to move on to how do we get better solutions. The solutions that we can easily get, we move on and move higher. And that is where building innovators comes in. And that is where the skills that people have to have before they can actually build technology solutions comes in. And I think that is where the universities also comes into play, because they build the skills. For instance, you are talking about the use of AI, something at the port. You are like, this one, where was it built? I'm sure if it had been built around, people will say, oh, this is what went into it, this is what went into it, and these are the people that contributed to this development. And this will make it transparent. And these are some of the things that we are going to put on display when we organize a tech fair later in June.
Okay,
Yes.
right. That's good to hear. And why shouldn't we see this as just another one where we'd gather all the big men to come and talk, and then when we leave, that's the end of it, Nana?
Well, I think you know that JIMPA has been around for a long time, and JIMPA is an institution that is basically to help develop Ghana.
Right.
So this is something that we are bringing across, and it's going to be every year. So every year, what we are going to do is that we have our website that you can go there and register, and then what will happen is that you can submit your project. All the project will be screened. Those that meet the criteria. So maybe let me take opportunity to look at the focus areas that we are looking, because we are focusing on technology. So artificial intelligence and data analytic, then cybersecurity and digital forensic, fintech, digital economy, health technology and digital health, agricultural technology, smart farming, environmental technology, sustainability, e-commerce and public sector innovation, smart systems, IoTs, educational technology. So all these areas are areas that we need them every day. So that tells you that we are ready to see what is going to be on every time. So every year, students are supposed to probably put what they have over there. Then we screen the best ones who meet the industry guys that need them. Then we move on.
Right. So the theme for this year is innovating for impact, technology solutions for Ghana's future. Give us some more details of that, the day, when it's happening, and who we're expecting, and then you can add up and we round it up.
All right. So before I add that, let me just add a bit to what Dr. Asene has said. One good thing, and looking ahead about this year's event, is that there is going to be a forum where the giants in the industry will present problems that are emanating, will present trends that will form the basis for projects going into next year. So this is something that I have to pass across. Now, talking about the theme for this particular year, you will notice that everybody is looking around, asking the question, where are the projects that people are doing? What use are they to us? And in this particular situation, and at the event, we intend to present student-led IT-related projects, showcase them to the industry, try as much as possible to show their problem-solving skills, not only that, demonstrate their contribution to national development through the through the cultivation of digital talents. Now, in achieving this, we have set 3 important dates. Tomorrow, the 16th of April, will be the day we are launching the GIMPA Tech Fair and the Industry Showcase. Now, when we launch it, there are a number of activities that will accompany this. We're going to have the keynote address being given by the Honorable Minister of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovations, Honorable Sam George. And then we are also going to have a panel discussion on this theme, and this panel is bringing together experts in the industry and then also in the academia as well, to ensure that we have a compromise, a consensus when it comes to building ideas and moving beyond. Now, this will be followed by a number of activities which include a hackathon and then also an e-gaming session towards the evening. And this will take place, I think, today, tomorrow from 6 p.m. and then also on the 17th from 1 p.m. So that is where we are having the lunch. Now, the actual tech fair and the showcasing will take place in June. Yeah, so you will have all this while to actually prepare a proposal and send your proposal through the website that we have created. That is techfair.gimpa.edu.gh.
Right. So you have that tomorrow, 16th April. 1:30 p.m. at the GIMPA Green Hill, and then it continues on Thursday, and then the actual fair will be in June. So yeah, we're wrapping up on this. We're hard pressed with time. So, and just 20 seconds. Why should anybody be there tomorrow?
Well, you should be there because it's a platform that's been open for each and every one. And let me emphasize that this is not for only students of GIMPA. This is for the whole country. So go to our website, register your project. And there are so many amazing prizes that you can win, because after it, we are going to have mentors. If you have a project, there will be a mentor. It could be an organization that you can join, and they will help you to move it on.
Thank you very much for coming. Professor Emmanuel Adabo is Dean for the School of Technology and Social Sciences at GIMPA, and Dr. Nanasane, Senior Lecturer also at GIMPA. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming. We'll definitely be there to support. We're taking a break. When we come back, I mentioned that we have a conversation about contraceptives that have been locked up at the ports. We have our guests joining in, and then we'll talk about the general issues of divorce and the consequences there of looking at the side of the law. and all those other conversations on the show later. So stay with us. This is Good Afternoon Ghana. We'll be back shortly.
Mommy, good morning.
Good morning, my son. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mom. How about you?
I'm fine.
Joe, I just saw your mom doing her usual morning routine. Like, it was just 2 weeks she underwent a major colon surgery.
Bro, see, my mom is doing perfectly fine, and we're all excited about it. It was minimally invasive surgery, and the recovery has been very fast.
Minimally? Hey! No, wait. What do you mean by that?
So they offered my mom a laparoscopic colon surgery. Laparoscopic colon surgery, which we accepted. It turned out it was equally safe with a very fast recovery time, and the cost involved too was very, very reasonable. She was discharged 3 days after the surgery, and you can see her, she's on her feet again.
3 days?
Just 3 days, bro.
Mean Tuber Hospital, first Ghana colorectal center, aimed to serve a peculiar health need.
Hello, my friends. My name is Calkit Toothpaste. Wow. I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Calkits. Happy smile.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. At MNC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy, specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2 and 3 bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties.
Hey, Bunty, why you there? One lie, today you will give me my money. Oh, my guy, what's up? Oba 17 and baby. Scan on ASA. 500 cities per. Ah.
I see. Level don't change. But to show me the way.
But there's some sorry, Amanua. Talk to babe.
¿Quieres ganar dinero?
Huh?
Cash.
Yes, cash.
Shisha kwa mpa edubeko nkunimdie mu. Call wada.on.us na me sign up. Ema ore mfi se udi wo telephone number so ebeka ho uwie a. Afei, be games no emu. Shisha one shot game. Fasika kume bitu ho. Afei, numbers are free 0 to 99. Yede wakumape. Na obenya sikache dia free 50 Ghana cedis. Kopim 500 Ghana cedis.
So it be easy like that.
Just like that.
So I'll go buy my dream car.
Por supuesto. Just visit wannaown.us and win some cool cash prizes.
Baby, I'm boom. You be too much.
Play responsibly. Gaming can be addictive. Accredited and endorsed by the Gaming Commission of Ghana.
Need not less than 1.2 billion Ghana cedis a year to be able to run this. So we've done the costing. So if you want by math, you can divide by 12 and you get a figure. So it's not an ad hoc program or project. We've thought through it, we've engaged widely, we've done our projections, and we know what we are doing. Now, the issue about lock-up containers at the port. You all know my position on those things. And so since I took office as a minister responsible, you can find out. This is the first time you are hearing of a container being locked at the port uncleared. And that was somewhere in 2024. But unfortunately, this beat my radar. And so I thought it had already been cleared. And so the officer in charge has even been queried. Because he hit a snag and he was supposed to come back to me. And I always tell my directors, when I give you a responsibility and you hit a rock, please come back. And then, but the good news is that the action has been expedited on it for the clearing of it. And I can assure the country that we'll do whatever it takes. Because we want more donations. And once they come and it comes to my attention, we'll clear them on time. So anybody at all listening to me, if you want to bring us Ghana, some items, you just need to come and consult the ministry, and you consign it to the ministry. Once you consign it to the ministry and they come, we will clear them for you. So this is, I think, the first case I've heard of since I assumed office as a minister.
Right. Welcome back from the break, and also from the Minister of Health's presser that he held a few days ago. That's Kwabena Minta Akando there, talking about the locked up containers of contraceptives at the port since August 2024. For me, the only thing that the minister left out was timelines as to when it was going to happen. And so I see my guest nodding to that. Henrietta Ketreata is Advocacy and Youth Coordinator at Maristops International Reproductive Choices Ghana, and she is joining me in studio. So we have a conversation about the impact of this and what really it does to our fight against, high transmission rates of STIs, STDs, and all of that. Henrietta, welcome to the program.
Yeah.
Right. So you were listening to the health minister, and then you were nodding or you had things to say. But listening to him and being a key stakeholder in all of this, what did you make of what he said?
We want to thank the health minister for, attending to our plea, first of all. But then
there's more that you wished.
There is more. We want timelines. We can't say you are going to work on it without any timelines. When is it going to be? Are we going to wait till another 1 month or another year until these goods are cleared? We want to see action put in place.
Okay.
And the earlier the better.
Right.
Because the more we wait, the more stock levels decline at both national and regional stores.
Right. Let's talk about this work where you interact with a lot of youth and advocating for that is the use of protection and all of that. Give us some data. In the past year, what's the data looking like?
So in the past years, we have adolescent prevalence or unsafe abortion rates rising up as much as 70% in Ghana. Most of the pregnancies are unsafe, and we have almost 70% contributing to unsafe abortions.
Okay.
And some of these are as a result of lack of contraception, because some of these women do not have access to quality or modern contraception. So when they walk to facilities, either they are told what you want is not available, or they don't even know about contraceptives at all for them to make informed decisions about their health. We have unintended pregnancies spiking up among married adolescents or unmarried adolescents also spiking up. And most of these are as a result of contraception, lack of contraception. Because first of all, we are not even doing more education in our schools. Young people go to schools and they can't get to know information about family planning or contraception to help them make informed decisions. And they're getting pregnant, and some are staying out of school. And some are even shy to return back to school because of some of these instances. We need to sit up as a country. We need to ensure that the children or the young people in the country are well informed about their reproductive health so that they can make more informed decisions.
Right. As we talk about contraceptives, so at the port, about $1.6 million of contraceptive supplies are stranded at the Tama port currently. And these are containers donated by the United Nations Population Fund that includes condoms, pills, and implants. Now, this, as we're talking about, is going to delay a lot of things that would help in terms of family planning and all of that. So let's break it down into two. So there's a bit of the condoms that is for to help you or to help people with safe sex and that. Yeah. And then there's a bit of the contraceptives for family planning. Yeah. Now, when we hear of family planning, people, we hear, of course, it's family. Yeah. So we're thinking about people who are married using that. That's always been the thought. Yeah. Has there been any change in the dynamics of that?
Yes, there has. So when we are targeting unmarried individuals, we use the word contraception, right, because they are not yet prepared for family, right? So what can they use to prevent unplanned pregnancies? What can they use to enjoy safe sex? So we use the word contraception. When it comes to the family aspect, then we use the word family planning. Okay. Yes.
Okay. So now the condoms that are supposed to be used for the safe sex, they are also locked up. And then the contraceptives are also there. Yeah. There's been a lot of talk about, or myths about contraceptives, right? So it distorts the hormonal, stuff and all of those things. But really, let's talk about contraceptives. Is it good to use?
Okay, let me come back to your previous question. So the contraceptive stack at the port amounts to $500,000 US. So the total was around the 1.6. Right. Some was cleared. Yeah. There is a remaining, which is around $500,000, which we are hoping can be cleared. Yes, on the issue of contraceptive, is it safe to use? That's the question you are asking. Yes, contraceptives are safe to use as long as you are sexually active. So whether you are a young girl or maybe, let's say, from 15 to 49 years, that is women in reproductive age, or even if you are less than 15 and you have sex, that is you are sexually active. Right. Contraceptives are good for you. These are medications, right? We even take para and get effect. Okay, so the fact that it's not natural, it is an artificial substance that is coming into your body, yes, there is the likelihood of it, you getting some reaction. But to say it's unsafe, never. Contraceptives are never unsafe, and they are very safe to use. Yes, there are side effects that women can get, but there are medications to control that or manage those side effects. Right.
If you say safe, I mean, you may have heard on social media already that some people take it and whatever happens, still happen. What's the right way to use that?
When you go to the health facility, providers or health providers will tell you the right way to use a contraceptive, from the injections to implants to IUDs to pills. They educate you on the right way to use it. They also educate you on the side effects that you are likely to get, and always prompt you that if it is more than you can handle, just return back to the facility for them to help you manage. What most people are not doing is returning back to the facility, okay? And also what most people do not know is some people have underlying conditions, right, that we are not even aware of. So just imagine if you have, is it hypertension or diabetes? There are some contraceptives that are not good for you to take because you're already taking medication, right? But people or most women do not know about these things. And when they go to the hospital, should I say some providers too are not doing so well on the counseling, to let them know that if you have some of this underlying conditions, this particular methods cannot help you. So they use the method and it escalates. They get the side effects. But then there is still medications. You can just go back. If it's an IUD or an implant, you can go back for them to take it off. For the IUD, it's non-hormonal. So even when you use it, you are not likely to get any side effects at all.
I do not hear many young people talking about the IUD, of course, except that it's for married people and all of that. It's the contraceptive, right? And then there are questions about if you're supposed to take it every time after unsafe sex and all of those things. Some people talk about it, like you say, they have the reactions and all of that. So your interactions with young people who come around, what do they say to you about these contraceptives? Do they use them? Do they think that,
Young people use contraceptives, and I believe they would have used it more if our context is so friendly to educate young people to make informed choices about their bodies. It is because when it comes to our society, when we see a young person using contraceptive, they are termed as promiscuous. So it just pushes them away from using the methods. But if our environment was so liberal, when you go to schools, you are taught contraceptives options, what you can use to help you make informed decisions about your choice, I believe they would have really used it. And they are using it, but the bit of what you were saying on taking it every day, I believe you were talking about the emergency contraceptives.
Yes.
So these are not everyday contraceptives. They are called emergency. So if maybe I'm on an injection, right, which is a short-term family planning, either a 1 month or a 3 month injection. When my time is due and I'm not able to go to the health facility and I have unprotected sex, then I can take maybe a BK1. Marie Stopes, we have our own emergency contraceptive. You can take a BK1 within that period. It's not something you take every day, all right? A young person can take an IUD. A young person can take an implant. We don't have contraceptives that we say, okay, because it's an IUD, then an older woman should use it, or because it's an implant, then an older woman should use it. They can use any type of contraception that they want, from injections to implants to IUDs to the pills.
They're talking about how easier it is for young people, or it's not easier for young people to come around and say, they're getting that mindset is still there.
Yeah.
How do we keep on, with that, fighting that?
We need to increase the education. Our ministries in charge of education needs to ensure that we are educating young people on these things. Because believe it or not, they might be getting the information, but how sure are we that they are getting the quality information, right? But if they were to be taught in schools, we have trained teachers who will be teaching them the right information for them to understand and make informed choices, right? So we are just urging our various ministries to ensure that young people are being taught reproductive health education in schools, especially when it comes to conversations or educations around contraception or contraceptives.
Right.
Yeah.
If you just tuned in, this is Good Afternoon Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Desmond Okrekudanso, and we're talking about contraceptives. We've heard from the Minister of Health talk about that when he had the presser earlier this week. We were talking about unsafe abortions. How do we rectify that?
Well, the only way we can rectify that is making sure there are contraceptives available for every woman everywhere in Ghana. Because if I am on a contraceptive, will I get pregnant? I wouldn't, right? And the fact that I wouldn't get pregnant means I'm not going to engage in any unsafe abortion. It is when there are no contraceptives available, that is when women get pregnant, when they haven't planned that. And if it's unplanned, then the only thing I can do, if I don't also know about any safe abortion, anywhere I can get safe abortion, is to engage in unsafe abortion.
Okay, right. So we have just a few more minutes to wrap up on this conversation, and then hear from the Vanessa Edotum-Boatin, our colleague. She is on the ground. She is following a protest by some teachers, and she'll bring us some updates. But for now, we're talking about the contraceptives and how, the effects that they would have on young people, and how they access actually to that particular one. So that's the conversation we're having right here. We're live on Facebook at Metro TV Ghana, also on DSTV channel 277, and we are live on 94.1 FM on radio. So Henrietta is still here with us. So let's talk about the how important it is for us as a country having donor funding for some of these things.
It is very important because as a country, when you look at our health budget and you look at the amount that is being given for reproductive health, sexual and reproductive health activities, it's very small. So for a donor to decide that, yes, a country like Ghana, we are going to support you with some donated commodities to help you reduce maternal mortality, to help you reduce unsafe abortions, to help you reduce adolescent pregnancies. It's a very good offer, but I feel we are not really taking advantage of that as a country, and with that, we are likely to also face some consequences if we do not rectify those things.
Right. For the myth is where the problem, because for older persons thinking of going for, the implants and all of those things, when you have interactions with them, what do they say to you, and what do you also, try to encourage them to do?
There are a lot of myths around contraceptives. I mean, even with you yourself, I know you have some.
Oh, how do you? How do you know I have some? I'm asking you the questions here.
I believe you have some myth, but then how can we prevent pregnancies if you don't use contraception? Do we have any other way aside the modern way? Are we going to be doing coitus interruptus? And how do I say this?
How do we do that?
I mean, how do you ensure that what you are doing there, a sperm hasn't met an egg, a fertilized egg to form a pregnancy?
Right.
We can't be so sure. The only way we can prevent pregnancies is by using contraception. So yes, there are the myth that has been created by some herbal doctors, some individuals, but then how true are those myths? They should provide evidence. If you are saying family planning can cause this and this, what is the supporting evidence?
What are you asking for government? What are you seeking from government to do, so that together as stakeholders you can all have a way to solve this issue?
As CSOs, we just want government to ensure that this issue of recurring contraceptives being stranded at the port stops. We need to put plans in place to ensure that when commodities are donated to us, we put in measures to take it out as quickly as possible, because there are countries who might need them, but they decided to give it to Ghana, right? We appreciate that the health minister came out to, tell the whole nation that they are going to work on that, because that was one of our plans, like what we wanted the government to do. Yes, so we appreciate that has been done. But the next step is putting measures in place to ensure that this recurring issue stops, right? let us put policies in place so that if any donor contributes or donates anything to us, they don't even have to pay a dime to get it released, because this is money. $500,000 is so much. Is a lot of money, right? We could use for a lot of infrastructure, but they are giving it out to you for free, and you're expecting them to also go and pay other charges to clear it. That shouldn't happen. So we should put policies in place to ensure that when commodities are donated, it's being taken or cleared as soon as possible without any cost to the donor.
Every year we have conversations about the rising cases of HIV and AIDS and other, STIs, STDs, and all of that, and that is primarily based on the fact that people are not protecting themselves. And in this case, I come to the case of the men that not using condoms and all of that. The ladies sometimes do not say anything, all of that. As we wrap up on this, what would be the advice that you give quickly, then we'll wrap it up?
I think we have some perception that when you use condoms, you do not enjoy sex, right? So that is something that we need to work on. Because just imagine you thinking that and going to contract HIV. This is a lifetime condition. Even though you can get medications to manage it, living with HIV is not easy. Right? So we are entreating young people, sexually active individuals, both male and female, to be practicing safe sex. If you can't, please use a condom, because that's the only thing that can prevent you from getting or contracting any STIs. You can't be doing coitus to avoid STIs. Even when you are on family planning or contraceptives, you still have to be using condoms, because you don't know who your partner is sleeping with, right? You don't know what your partner even have. We don't even do screenings. How often do partners walk to health facilities to do screenings? We don't do that. So please.
Hear from Rita, hear what she says, and then let's all help with that. And of course, to government, we're praying that there'll be timelines to this. We'll definitely come back to that. But Henrietta, thank you so much for coming. Henrietta Ketre, is Advocacy and Youth Coordinator at Mary Stopes International. And away from that, so let's link up with Vanessa Edetum-Boatin, my colleague, and she's following a demonstration by unpaid teachers that is happening at Circle, and they are demanding immediate payment of their salaries. And Vanessa Edetum-Boatin is there. Vanessa, what can you report for us?
Okay, all right. What? Well, we are currently at the Finance Ministry, the new Finance Ministry, the unpaid Teachers Coalition staged a demonstration today right here at the Finance Ministry, and their grievances is that they've been owed arrears between 14 to 17 months, and then they had an engagement with the Finance Ministry, and so the Finance Ministry came up with a clear roadmap of paying their arrears and says that their payments will begin in May, and 4 months arrears will be paid in May and subsequent month, and that has been the clear roadmap the unpaid Teacher Coalition we're looking for. Well, I have some of the conveners with me, and then I will take their reaction and see. Welcome to Metro TV.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Good afternoon. How long have you been fighting this fight?
Oh, it's been more than a year now. We've been fighting 18 months now. In fact, we have really suffered. Right from 20th now.
Well, what has been your specific grievances that you were laying to?
Today, our grievances was for them to release a payment plan. And we've been able to accomplish it because what he has assured us that they are going to pay us. They are going to pay us starting from May. So they have just divided it into 4 sections. May, 4 months. That is May, June, July, and August. So that was what we were expecting. And in fact, they have just released what we were expecting for us. So we thank you.
Well, looking at previous years or previous months, you've staged some demonstrations before. There have been assurances. Do you believe that this is just one of those?
Yes, you see, those assurances, sometimes the real problem was with the this is the finance ministry. Mostly we can go to the education ministry and they will tell us that they are not those with the money. So we should channel our energy towards the finance ministry, and in fact it has yielded results. It has yielded positive results today. So we thank you very much.
So we are expecting that at least by May the 4-month arrears should hit in your
We're hitting our accounts. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And well, welcome to Metro TV. Which region are you from?
I'm from the northern region.
Is that where you teach?
Yes, that's where I teach.
Well, is it what you're looking for?
Yes, but so the money hits our accounts, we can't really trust them. So we are praying that they fulfill their promises.
But this is a clear roadmap.
Yeah, but not really. The other time we were promised boldly by the education minister that cabinet has released 1.1 billion to pay our arrears of all our arrears and salaries. But we were shouting and we were sharing. Then all of a sudden it came on our PV, but we never received it. So this one we are praying that they should fulfill their promise. Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much. And well, I think I'll have a welcome to Metro TV. Well, are you glad about this decision from the finance ministry? I mean, is this not what you're looking for? A clear roadmap that your arrears will be paid?
Thank you so much. Yes, I am very, very, very happy. We are very glad this afternoon. We are very, very glad because what we are really demanding for, what we are really looking for, they came and clear it today. But we are so not all that clear until it hits into our account next month, until we will jubilate. But now, for now, we are only thanking them. We are thanking all of them from His Excellency, all the ministers and our education minister, the leaders and everyone. And all the media, we thank all of them, our colleagues, our leaders, we thank all of them that God Almighty bless all of them. And as we're going, God should send us safely to our destination. I'm coming from all the way from Upper West region. And we really thank God for what He has done for us because it is not easy. We have not been sleepless nights all the time. But today, we are very, very happy that we have gotten a clear roadmap. And then we are praying that what they said, it should come to pass. It should really come to pass. We thank you all.
Thank you so much. And well, you've heard from one of the teachers who is old. Well, welcome to Metro TV once again. Well, I spoke to you earlier and you registered your agitation about how you've been old and nothing has been done. Well, you've heard from the finance ministry. They've laid down a clear roadmap for you. Are you happy?
We are happy. This is all we were asking them. I don't know what took them so long. So this is all. We are happy. They said starting next month, they will be splitting it 4 months. It's fine. So we just hope they will work. They will take their words and then work with it.
Thank you so much. Right. And so, yes, so it's important to know that these are Coalition of Unpaid Teachers Association. And they registered that 2024 they started their teaching and some of them have not received their students their teaching ID, and their teaching ID validates their payment. It means that without a teaching ID, you teach but you do not receive your salary. And so of course, and they have been owed arrears ranging 14 to 17 months. And then another issue is that they have been teaching and they've not received arrears at all. They have not received their salary at all, except that the finance ministry has jumped to paying new salaries and leaving out the old one, which is also an arrears they have been protesting about for some time now. And so they are excited. I mean, from their demeanor, they are excited about the clear roadmap that the finance ministry has put in place to they said it starts from May, June, July, and August. So 4 months, every month, arrears will be paid into their accounts, and all the irregularities.
So my colleague Vanessa Dotomboating there giving us updates on this particular demonstration by some teachers over the unpaid salaries, and we'll definitely be following up on that. She'll be bringing us more details subsequently, so do join us at 7 p.m. on Newsnight. Vanessa is on again, right? So she's showing us the scores of people who have picketed there, demonstrating over their salaries, unpaid salaries. Some over a year they have not been paid, and that is why they are having this particular demonstration there. So Vanessa Lutumbo following the situation.
Ministry, they are excited and they are hoping that while some of them are excited, some are also holding their breath, hoping that the promise made by the finance minister it's fulfilled, and others are demanding that whatever that was told them today, the promise of paying them the arrears, the finance ministry put it into writing, and so that it wouldn't be business as usual during previous demonstrations when they were promised that the arrears will be paid and nothing has been done. So they want it in writing. Well, welcome to Metro TV. How are you receiving this news? Isn't that what you're looking for?
Yes, that's what we are looking for. It seems we have worked for several months and we have not been paid. Nurses and teachers. Allocation was fund was allocated for us to pay us, but last 2 months we heard from the nurses that the ministry and the finance minister has granted them their arrears, but we didn't get ours, and we tried to consult the right authority. We didn't get a desirable answer. That's why we came here today to Flagstaff House and the finance minister. I think I just had a meeting with the finance minister, and he came out with a news which that is exactly what we are expecting. And we are praying that he should abide by his words. And next month, which is May, what he said is going to start paying us our arrears. That is our expectation. If it twists, we will come back again. Thank you.
Well, but you are hoping that this payment plan go through, set by the finance ministry, right?
Yes, we are hoping that it should go through, because that's our worries, and that's why we came here. So he's saying that next month he's going to pay us for till they finish paying us. So that's our expectation, and it's a good news to us.
Well, beyond this payment, this demonstration, and this back and forth, do you think that the teachers have been taken for granted?
Yes, they have taken us for granted so many years, and you see, comparing to two different institutions, which a fund is allocated for both of them, then one part has been saved and left to the other side. Even that shows that they are not they don't see our service as important. So we told ourselves that we change that rhythm, and today we have changed it too, because so that we are fighting for ourselves and our young ones who will come into the teaching field. Yes, we want them to know that if they have taken us for granted some years, this era, no. We are fighting for what we deserve.
So would you hit the streets again if the plans doesn't go through?
Oh, it will happen again. If this promise didn't go through, we will not hesitate to come back again. We will definitely come back. So we are expecting that it shouldn't be just a word. They should put into action so that we don't come here again. Because it's so painful for you to work for several months, several years, and you receive no pay. We are in debt. Yes, a lot of us, we can't pay our rent, we can't cater for our parents, family members, and others. So all what we are expecting is they are ready to pay us, and that's what they have told us.
Well, yes, so you've heard from some concerned teachers. They are skeptical about the news. They are hoping that their planned payment go through. And so, as and when there are more developments, we will bring to you. But yes, from their demeanor, they are excited. Speaking to the leadership, they mentioned that there are about 6,000 unpaid teachers that have been affected by that are owed arrears. So, of course, not all of them came here today, but yes, they believe this is victory for all. And so, yeah, how payments were made in December, yes. Some arrears component was excluded, and subsequent engagement with authorities yielded little progress. This was when they started the demonstration with the engagement with various authorities, the GES, Finance Ministry, but all fell through. So they expressed their excitement today that the finance ministry finally have given them a clear roadmap on what to expect in subsequent months. And yes, as we heard from some of them, if this payment plan does not go through, they will still hit the street to demand what is duly owed them. And they also believe that teachers are taken for granted for far too long. And beyond this demonstration, beyond this back and forth with the finance ministry regarding the arrears, something must be done and something permanently put in place that such does not repeat itself again. Yes, so other finance ministry, this is what we have.
Right, so my colleague Vanessa Edotom Boateng there shared with us some concerned teachers who've picketed the Ministry of Finance over the unpaid salaries, and they've been assured that it will be work done, and they said that they are expectant of that. If it does not happen, they would hit back on the streets to demonstrate. And this is how we wrap up on the show for today. Many thanks for joining us here on Good Afternoon. Before I go, I want to say a happy birthday going out to Janet Boahen. Today is your birthday, and this is coming in from a very special person. He says, God bless you as you celebrate this day and raise you onto greater heights with much love. So, Janet Boahen, today is your birthday. Enjoy your day to the very best. So that's it. For more news, log on to our website, www.metrotvonline.com. Many thanks for joining us. My name is Desmond Okrekudan. So join us tomorrow, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Metro TV. Enjoy the rest of our programs. Bye-bye.
Across Ghana's cities and communities, one issue affects all of us: water, sanitation, and environmental health. As urban population grows faster than sanitation services, poor waste management continues to threaten public health and our goal of universal sanitation by 2030. Ghana has policies, infrastructure, and partnerships, but one thing that is missing is a strong central voice. And that voice is the Clean Report, a 1-hour weekly TV program produced by Ignite Media, bringing experts, field insights, and policy conversations together to drive behavior change.
The Clean Report, championing cleanliness, inspiring action, building a healthier Ghana. Showing every Friday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. only on Metro TV.
Smell that? That's the aroma of a whole continent. Welcome to season 3 of Cook Africa, and I'm your host,